Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and bishops of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Salutations to the beloved prophets and brothers. Continue to exhort the sheep in these last hours. The title of this epistle is going to be entitled, Summer is Nigh. Summer is Nigh. This is not a weather report, but this is a prophetic report telling you that the summer is nigh, the summer is nigh. Isaiah chapter 34 and verse 16, we'll open up with this one. It says, Seek ye out of the book of the Most High Yahweh and read. Not one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate. For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them. The spirit of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai in these instructions has a prophetic tone to it, and no other religion, no other book that has ever been published has that spirit of instructions built into it, but only our Hebrew Bible has the spirit of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, because it has a prophetic prophecy within it and embedded, and we can measure the times using the corresponding scriptures and chapters and verses being unsealed through that spirit of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. So seek ye out of the book and read, get understanding and get wisdom. Right? The next book we'll go into is Matthew chapter 24, another prophetic chapter. Seek ye out of the book and read, because summer is definitely nigh. Boom. Summer is definitely nigh. Things are heating up. Matthew 24. And 31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. We opened up with Isaiah 34, verse 16, and the latter part of that verse says, For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them. The Most High Yahweh has sent in the spirit of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai to gather the elect from the four corners of the wind, who is now blowing this trumpet. Verse 32, Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. This is the prophetic message of the elect coming into that understanding of what times we are in the prophetic message that has been from aforetime. Verse 33, So likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, it is even at the doors. What is he talking about? All those prophetic things that were said to have occurred in the regathering, before the regathering of the children of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, to be gathered into their homeland, the promised homeland, that we would see these times emerging. And we are definitely in a very, very prophetic high time. So likewise, when you see these things, know that it is very near, even at the doors. What should your heart posture, what should your spirit man be saying to you right now? You should definitely be hearkening unto the words of the Most High Yahweh Yahweh Shai through his beloved prophets that has been sent down here to give you this blessing and this hope of understanding, right? Next verse, we'll go into 2nd Esdras chapter 9, verses 1 and 2. It says, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world in which he had made. So these are alarm bells going off, because he says that there will be rumors of wars and wars going on, and pestilence and famines in the world. And we see these things, the uprises of all the nations. So we should be having that spirit of alertness and readiness, not filled with anxiety, but expectation for all these prophetic messages to come to pass and be ready to the reward of the kingdom as well. This is part of releasing the children of Israel out of the land of their captivity and bondage. This is a very, very good thing to be watchful for, right? And there's also all these prophetic things that are set to happen. So we want to be watchful and be that bride that has made herself ready, right? Being washed from iniquity and putting on understanding, those garments of righteousness, right? We're going to go to Habakkuk chapter 2. Give me a second. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come to pass. It will not tarry." We opened up in Isaiah 34, chapter 16. It says, "Seek ye out of the book of the Most High Yahweh and read. No one of these shall fail." What are these? The prophecies, the things that are going to come to pass. Not one shall come to pass. He says, "For although it tarry, wait for it." He says to wait for it. Don't make any sudden moves. Don't act out of fear. Don't cause yourself to go and try to escape these things, because he will gather you. He will gather you by his spirit, and he will direct thy path if you wait upon him. So he says, wait for him, because it will surely come to pass. It will not tarry. And although the prophecies, as we are watching, are tarrying, right? What shall we be doing? What shall we be doing while these things are tarrying and gradually coming to pass, right? Let's go to Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 5 and verse 7. It says, "Make no tarrying to turn to Yahweh." So as these prophecies are coming to pass, and although they tarry, wait for it. And while we're waiting patiently for it, he says not to make no tarrying, to turn to Yahweh, and to put off from day to day. Put those things down, those worries, the weak nature, all the importance of trying to prosper in this Babylonian society. Put them down, because you see these things coming to pass, and our redemption draweth nigh, because it is summer. Summer is nigh, right? "Make no tarrying to turn to Yahweh, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Most High Yahweh come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed, and perish in the day of vengeance." So we are watching for the days of vengeance. We are expecting for the day of destruction to come about suddenly, right? Because now it seems very peaceful. People have an economy to still partake and go and buy goods and such, and continue on as nothing's going to happen, right? So 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 3, it says, "For when they shall say peace and safety," right now, there's all kind of messages being put out in the airwaves of, things are going to be fine. We're going to, persevere. We're going to strengthen the economy. We're going to open up the job markets. All these things are going to be prosperous, and we're going to bounce back. But no, he says, "For when they shall say those things, peace and safety, then sudden destruction come upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." They shall not escape because they have not made themselves ready to the battle. They have not girded themselves up with the word. They have not prepared themselves to be made righteous and holy in the eyes of the Most High Yahweh, because we do not know the day or hour in which the Most High is going to come visit us, right? Matthew 25. Matthew 25, verse 5. And it reads, "While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept." While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. They gave no credence to what the prophets were telling you, to be on alert, be on guard. Everyone had their own established righteousness and went about leaning on their own understanding, and in that time of peace and safety, suddenly shall they not escape. Verse 6, "And at midnight there was a cry made." What is this cry being made? What is this cry being made? Let's go to Ezekiel. Ezekiel chapter 9. Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4. And he says, And Yahweh said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. The prophecies, the priests, the ones that the Most High Yahweh has established and chosen in this time to give you that forewarning, to be a shepherd unto you, we're the ones crying out and make intercession for you, for all the abominations that are done therein, warning the flock to come out of the ways of the nations, to put down those Gentile customs. Do not eat those abominable things. Praise and worship and cry out unto Yahweh Yahweh Shai while you still may have time. While these prophecies tarry, he tells you not to tarry. He tells you to make haste while you can receive this word. Get this oil, because you do not want to be like the five foolish, right? Because in those times where you are now looking for oil, he's going to cause that tongue of the prophets and the teachers, their tongue to cleave to the roof and not be a reprover unto you. We will not give you any more warning, no more wisdom, no more insight, no more messages. You are on your own. Go buy from them. You want to be entertained by them? You want to go clap and sing along to their music? Go right on ahead. Go. He's going to laugh at your calamity, because suddenly will that be poured out upon you. In verse 5, he says, And to the others he said in mine ear, Go ye after him through the midst of the city, and smite, not let your eye spare, neither have ye pity. He is not going to have pity because you do not have that seal, that thawah, that mark of exemption to keep you safe and covered by the blood of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. You are now exposed. Your nakedness is going to be shown because you have not took unto you sound wisdom, sound doctrine, and that oil that's able to keep your lamp lit with understanding, so you can be separated from that spirit of fear and terror. So, moving on. Revelation chapter 9. That summer is nigh, right? Prophetic messages are going out. We are in high times to wake up out of sleep. It's now to wake up completely, because Hasatan is not going to spare. He's not going to spare you. He's not going to spare your house. He's not going to spare your children. We're supposed to come out of the ways of this world. Make no tarrying. This is what the message is. Revelation 19 and verse 7 and 8. He says, Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife hath made herself ready. And to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white, for the fine linen is the righteousness of the saints. The five wise is going to be wearing those garments made clean and white linen, arrayed like a bride adorned for her husbandman, right? We're going to continue back in Matthew chapter 25 and pick up at verse 6. He says, And at midnight there was a cry made. We know what that cry is. Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. Now we know that this time we are supposed to be waiting patiently for our bridegroom to appear, because as chaste virgins, women that are ready to meet our husband, we are making ourselves clean, separating ourselves from the way of this system, this Babylonian ways, so that way we can be received and take heed and be ready, right? Matthew 22, we're going to jump back a chapter, a couple chapters. Matthew 22 verses 8. It says, Then said he to his servants, The wedding is ready, but they which were bidden were not worthy. Those foolish virgins, those ones that were bid to the marriage supper of the Lamb, the servants that went out on the highways and hedges to prophesy and preach unto you and give you the proper understanding and breakdowns, you rejected it. You called them all kind of manner of foolishness and put every kind of defiled label on top of them, right? So, verse 9, Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid them to the marriage. This is the work of a laborer, to go out and make yourself a living sacrifice, to be separate from your own wants and your own lusts, and do the work of the Most High Yahweh as he has commanded, right? Those are the ones that are going to be arrayed in fine linen and looking beautiful for Hamashiach Yahweh Shai upon his repairing, because they have laid down their lives and separated ourselves and putting much work behind this ministry to deliver unto you, to extend unto you salvation. Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid them to the marriage. So those servants went out into the highways, and gathered together as many as they found, both bad and good. There's no discrimination. If you receive this word, you receive this word. If you reject this word, you reject this word. Either way, the blood will be off our hands. And the wedding was furnished with guests. There is a table prepared. There is a bridegroom coming, and the table has been furnished. And when the king came in to see the guest, and he saw that there was a man which had not on a wedding garment. And he said unto him, Friend, how comest thou in hither, not having a wedding garment? And he was speechless. He didn't have the breakdowns. He didn't have the understandings. He couldn't tell them nothing. He couldn't tell them who salvation was for. He couldn't tell them anything. He couldn't tell them what the mark of the beast was. He was speechless. Then said the king to the servants, Bind him hand and foot, and take him away, and cast him out into the outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth, for many are called, but few are chosen. Right? Many are called, but few are chosen. And who was chosen? The ones that are going to be proclaiming Yahweh or Yahweh Shai and the message of salvation unto the 12 tribes of Israel, to come out of the ways of this Babylonian and Canaanite religion and cleave unto your heritage and clean on to salvation. This is who is being made ready, right? Matthew 19 and 28. Matthew 19. I'm going to jump back another chapter. Matthew 19, 28, and 30. And Yahushua said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye shall sit upon the 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. This is the reward of those that have been serving the Most High Yahweh Shai diligently, and separating themselves from the ways of this world, not chasing after the former lusts, not wanting to build up a reputation for ourselves, not taking on that filthy lucre, not selling the gospel, not making merchandise of the gospel. These are those that will reign with Yahweh Shai in power and with might and with righteousness, and will put down all the nations that continue to prosper off of the wealth of the children of Israel. We will put them down. Verse 29, and every one that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake. These are those that saying, I'm not buying no real estate here in the great whore of Babylon. I'm not going to build up myself a homestead. I'm not going to be trying to look forward to save my life by putting forth a bunch of seeds in a garden and feed myself. I'm not going to rely on what the Most High Yahweh Shai has promised unto me, but I'm going to go forth and do all these things. I cannot wait for him. He is too slow to move on my behalf, so I'm going to do it myself. But the children of Israel, those who will receive that thawah, that mark of exemption, and to be covered in the times to come, these are those that have forsaken the world and their families and everyone, because we have chosen to make our Yahweh or Yahweh Shai first and foremost, and a staple and a chief cornerstone in our lives. Because that is the only way to receive salvation. Any other way is falsehood. Any other way is lies. Any other way is a snare unto you. That will bring you death, and you're going to have to watch yourself and everyone around you perish, because you have not heeded unto the warning of the Most High Yahweh Shai. Verse 30, but many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. This is a promise that even though we have forsaken all things, and we became lowly as servants like Yahweh Shai, he came into this world and did not make himself of any kind of reputation, but made himself a servant unto his people. But they mocked him. They pulled his beard. They spat on him. They called him a liar. They said, you had a devil in you. They made him look like shit. But he's going to come and seek vengeance on all those that hurt his precious children, his brethren, his kinsman redeemer. You can rest assured that's going to come to pass. Micah 2 and 10. Micah 2 and 10. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. From east to west coast, to the midwest, to the south, it is polluted. I don't care where you at. It's polluted. Because it is polluted, it shall surely destroy you, even with a sore destruction. Why? Because no matter where you go, it comes with taxes. You don't own nothing. That is not an inheritance. Just because you may have found yourself with a bag of money, that did not mean to go and establish yourself some land and think to yourself that you're going to create a generational circumstance by doing these things, because it comes with a tax, right? It comes with a tax. Where was that verse? It's in Matthew. Give me 1 second. Let's go to Matthew. That tax. That tax. He says to put down, to come out of this way, to come out of this world. I did not say to stop paying your taxes on your home. I did not say stop paying for your rent. You got to continue to do those things. You have to continue to give to Caesar what is Caesar's, right? So Matthew 22 verse 18, it says, Yahushua perceived their wickedness and said, why tempt ye me, you hypocrites? Show me the tribute money. The tribute money, that word tribute goes back to tax, the tax money. And they brought unto him a penny. And Yahushua said unto them, whose is this image and superscription? That image, that mark of that beast system was put on that tax money. And if you partake in this system and still have to pay tribute to Caesar, that tax money, you are now in cahoots, in bed with the beast system, because you are now partaking in the ways of that nation, right? So 21, they say unto him, Caesar's. Then said he unto them, render unto Caesar the things that are unto Caesar's, and unto Yahweh the things that belong to Yahweh. So we read in Micah 2 and 10 that depart and come out of her, for this is not your rest. You should not be looking to establish yourself here, but give unto Caesar what is Caesar's, and take on the image of Hamashiach Yahushua, because he says, I made you in my image. Do not take on the image of the beast. Do not partake in that system. Do not partake in the works of that system. Do not put any idea in your mind and be sealed with the image of the beast. Do not put anything in your body, so that way you are now a whore and become one with the beast. Right? So I pray this was edifying, and until the next time, shalom.